All right, welcome to the Not Say Fuck podcast because sometimes we don't say fuck. We are talking about games. I am William Hououin and I'm with.
Gruebitten.
All right. So we've known each other for quite some times now. I would say 2-3 years, and it's the first time we're talking live about games. So I guess that's gonna be great.
4 years, actually.
4 years old, man. Time sure does fly.
Yeah.
We've met in Villagers and Heroes during the autumn event zone. What was it called? The Oasis. I think this is when I started to speak to you more.
That was the event zone I really started to participate in.
Yeah, same for me. I tried, before that, I tried the Sugar Sweet, but I was very new. I started in February. I can't say that word, but the second month of the year.
I was so confused by Sugar Sweet as a newbie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just so confused.
Yeah, it is confusing. It's kind of a VNH is kind of an old school MMO that if you don't know how MMO works, it's not very easy. I tried to make my sister. I have a younger sister. I said to her once, "Hey, you should try Villagers and Heroes. Come play with me." She tried, and she called me back and said, "Dude, I don't understand your game. What is it about?" So yeah, I think it's not the best MMO to start with. I think, or at least not without any hand holding.
Well, it was sort of my first sort of. It's my gaming is kind of weird because I have a huge gap in the middle.
Oh yeah, so you started playing games young, then you stopped, and then you came back to gaming.
Well, yeah, I tried to play games when I was a kid, but my parents were all like, they're not educational, and we do serious stuff on the computer. Yes.
I hate that the educational part. It's the same with comics on TV. Sharing is very important. Man, can't kids just have some entertainment too? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were cool.
Yeah. So I managed to get them to get me 2 whole games when I was a kid too, and then I was that kid at the mall stuck on the little display games because I was gonna play as much as I could.
Oh yeah, you mean you not the arcade. You mean in game store you could play games on. Okay, yeah.
The demo. Yeah.
All right.
That was where I first played the game that my name comes from, the Zork games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never played them.
I only played it in demo. Oh. I loved it, but I can only play the demo.
Oh man.
Until I was grown up, and then they re-released it in like one of those folio things with the original and plus the second and the third, and then I bought it and played the whole thing.
Did you like it as much as you thought you would?
I did.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice, because sometimes going back to games is not as easy as it might sound. I've had a lot of disappointment with going back to some games.
Yeah, some things just aren't the way you remembered them as a kid.
Mm-hmm. So, what other games did you said you played 2 games when you were young. So what were they?
Okay, the first one was called Pyramid 2000. It was a text game, and it was pretty bad, honestly.
Right.
I loved it because the only game I had, but yeah. And it was on a cassette tape. You had to plug the cassette, a regular old cassette player, you plugged it into the computer with a cord and then put the cassette tape on, and that's how you loaded up your save, and it took forever. And so I looked it up, and according to Wikipedia, which we all know is highly accurate,
It's
it was
actually it's more accurate than I think people tend to. At first, I think it was kind of garbage, but now I feel it's pretty good. I'm using it very often for my work. But anyway, continue. Sorry to have interrupted.
Yeah. Well, according to Wikipedia, it was released in 1979. I don't remember which year I played it, but it would be somewhere around very late 70s, early 80s. So that was my very first computer game.
I'm gonna
If
try
you're not
to.
counting Pac-Man and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you play that in the arcade or at home?
Pizza Place. The Pizza Place had some arcade thing machines.
Yeah, where you needed quarters to play.
Yep.
Would you say it was pay to win?
Pac-Man. Oh.
Would you say, because if you die, you have to put more quarters to continue. So in order
That's
to win,
true.
if you have enough money, you can win. Instead of if you have just a little money, you can't.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Was Pac-Man the first or one of the first pay to win?
Was that pay to win? Yeah. I think it's a great question to think about. We don't have to come up with an answer today, but are the arcades pay to win? I think there's a case to be made.
I think so too. Although you could argue that if you had the skills, you didn't die, you didn't need more quarters.
Yes, if you were good, you could complete the game with only one quarter, or I mean, I don't know how much it was back then, but with only one payment, you could finish the game. But those arcades were made pretty hard to make you spend more quarters. I think that was the business
Yes.
model. So, yeah. But I thought of that the other day because many free-to-play games actually work kind of like the arcade when you think about it. Not for the cosmetic stuff, but for other stuff. And yeah. I don't know. I think there's something there to be.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I never thought about that, but it's true. You got more lives, and some of them just ended, but a lot of them you could keep going if you put in a quarter fast enough.
Yeah, I remember playing. I don't know if it was. I think it was House of the Dead. With the guns, and when you died, you had a counter on the screen 10, 9, 8, and if you've put more quarters, well, then you could continue.
And the frantic search and the yelling, "Where's the quarter? I need another quarter."
Those were the days. I lived, when I was young, I lived in a very, very small village, and we didn't had any arcade. But when we were going to the city, to go to the shopping mall, is that how you say? Anyway, a place where many stores, there were arcades, and this is where we would play arcade machine. Yeah, I remember that. I was playing House of the Dead, and I think it was a Turtle Games, a side-scroller beat 'em up. Was pretty much what I've played in the arcade. I was not a huge arcade guy since, it was like 3-4 times a year.
We had one small mall, and it did eventually get an arcade game store in it. but it was not the friendliest place to girls.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I just felt a lot more comfortable playing at the pizza place.
huh? Yeah, I guess it was gaming was kind of a boys' club back then. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
we could argue that it kind of still is, but I don't think it's the same as it was before. Uh, I think most. I mean, I don't speak games about games a lot in real life, but I would say that most guys I speak to are very open to have uh, girls around playing games. You know.
Yeah, definitely. It's really the whole atmosphere, at least in my perspective, has changed. Um, I don't feel unwelcome at all anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe in some instances, in some particular games, maybe in some particular situations, but I don't think as a whole there's that issue. Uh, that issue is gone now, I think, in general.
Well, that is true. I don't play a lot of PvP games. I'm not big on the shoot 'em, rinse and repeat. That's just incredibly boring to me.
So you're not a huge Fortnite player.
No.
My son is playing Fortnite. I really don't, kind of don't get it. You know, to me, it's boring too. But I've seen him, I've watched him play quite a bit, and I can guarantee you it's not boring to him. That's for sure.
My daughter PvPs some, and I guess for her it's about developing the skills.
Yeah, I think so too. I know I've seen him practice quite a bit, the building stuff and changing weapon fast or anyway, I'm not huge on Fortnite. I can't speak about it, but yeah, I know he practiced quite a bit.
I've never ever actually played it.
He,
So
he asked me to play. He gave me his controller, and I tried. Yeah, not my thing. Not my thing at all. I'm uh, I'm more of a PvE guy, or even single player games. They're still around. They're still around. So, what are you playing right now?
right now,
Yep.
I am spending most of my time in Chimera Land.
Oh yeah, that's quite that's brand new.
Yeah,
I've been waiting to at least mess with the character creator. I've heard it's whack.
it is. I kind of really love the character creator. It's really detailed. In fact, Chimera Land in general is really, really detailed. Like every single aspect of the game has a little too much detail, I think. It gets very involved. Um, but
Could you give some examples of this?
yeah, so the character creator, first of all, you're not just a human. There's human, there's like caveman human, there's bird person, cat person, fish person, jellyfish person. Oh, bee wasp person. The first character I ever made was a bee person, and my character right now is a bird. So, and then you can change their age too. You can be either like a little kid or an elderly bird. And after you select the age, then you go and you can adjust the face, the facial attributes, feather color, or if you're person, I assume that's skin color. I never did a person, so I don't know how the person works. I just know birds.
Well, if you can change the color of the feathers, I would guess you can change the skin color too.
Yes, and you can change the height. And what I liked is the weight, because of course they made my bird way too skinny. So then it's really customizable.
Well, that's a good point for Chimera Land. That's for sure. People like
Yes.
to look the way they want. So I guess
I did love that part.
so. Then once you've made your characters, how does the game play? What type of game it is?
It's free to play, which means they're constantly asking for money. It's really, you have to like X out of 6 advertisement every time you enter the game. It's
Oh yeah,
very much
yeah.
buy. The pressure is on.
All right. But if you have some controls on your spending, I guess is the game underneath fun, underneath the monetization.
I have not spent $1 yet because I just spent $4,000 on dental work, so I'm completely broke right now, and I can't
Wow.
spend any money on anything.
Yeah,
So,
this is a lot of money, that's for sure. Wow. Well, I guess
so
now you're feeling better.
yes,
Yeah.
much, and it's all
Yeah.
taken care of now. But so I've been playing it for the last couple weeks completely free, not a penny spent, and been having a lot of fun.
All right.
I'm not sure if I'm going to run up against a power barrier at some point, but at least so far I have not.
Yeah, well, I mean, probably at some point, but at the same time, uh, if you haven't spent any money and you're getting enjoyment for a few weeks, it's still a pretty good deal.
That's true.
So we would hope that uh, because at the same time it's a good deal, but then if you invest like 2 months into a game and then you're getting stuck, it kind of sucks too, because maybe you could have spent your time in a game where you wouldn't be stuck after a few weeks. So I don't know.
That's a really good point. I think that if it comes to 2 months from now and I discover that there's really no progressing or keeping up without spending a lot of money, I don't mind spending a little bit of money, like a reasonable amount of money, but when they start wanting to spend hundreds of dollars just to keep up, I'm like, no. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't think there was that huge Diablo Immortal things going on in the past few weeks, where some streamers were trying to get the best gear, and they were spending like 10,000, 15,000, and not getting the gear. And I mean, I know they're doing it for entertainment, and that's their thing. That's content, quote unquote. But I don't think there's any games that are worth $10,000.
Good gravy, no.
You know, with I mean, you can live in an apartment for more than a year with $10,000, at least where I live. It's yeah, it's I mean, I don't get it. You know, $10,000 is a good chunk of money for other stuff. Food, your kids' education. I don't know, clothes, a car.
Yeah, it's like a month of college.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, I don't get it. I don't think there's any game that are worth that. There's stuff in you get that in news sometimes in gaming outlets. some guy spent $100,000 on XYZ game. And I'm like, come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. I just don't get it. I really don't. Uh,
That sounds like addicted behavior.
yeah, this is definitely addictive. But I mean, cool for the free players, I guess, because this is, you can play games for free because some people are spending those amounts of money. So I guess, if I'm just trying to find something positive to say about that, and it's very hard, but yeah, I guess there's that. But yeah,
I don't have anything positive to say about
spending
wanting thousands of
thousands.
dollars.
Yeah,
No.
This is quite awful.
From a single person within several months. No, that.
Yeah. So on my end, I've been playing a lot of horror narrative story driven games. I know you've seen some of it. I've played. I stumbled upon Until Dawn, which is made by Supermassive Games, and I've played that, and I was kind of blown away by this. It's pretty much like a movie where you make some choices here and there, and there's quick time events, and the story is very good. And depending on your choices, you get different endings, but more than endings, you get different uh, stories for the game. So I've played that, and I've played The Quarry, made by the same company, and I've played Little Hope, and then I've played House of Ashes. So I've been binging a lot of Supermassive games. This is what I've been doing lately.
On a super massive binge.
Yep, I'm on a Supermassive binge. Yeah, this is for games on TV, we'll say. I've played on PS4 and on my phone because I'm playing a lot of games on my phone. I've been playing a lot of Dismantle. It's made by an indie company named 10 Tons. And it's kind of a survival game, but without the usual survival stuff. You can't die from hunger, or you don't have to drink to stay alive. It's more like there's zombies, and you have to leave the island you're stuck on. And I've just finished it a few days ago, and it took me 41 hours to do so. It was quite a enjoyable experience. One of the best game actually I've played on my phone in the past few years.
Yes, that one. I saw some of your early playthroughs on that one, and it is definitely on my to get list as soon as I have money to spend on games again.
Yeah, well, this is it's probably gonna go on sale too because there's a DLC coming at the end of the summer. So
oh, cool.
Yeah, I do believe that they will do a sale to celebrate the release of the DLC. Just a hunch, but that's my feeling.
Well, I doubt that I'm going to be spending any money on games anytime soon, but I look forward to eventually playing Dismantle.
Yeah, highly recommended. This is, and the story was good and everything was good, but it was also functioning properly because nowadays you buy a game and it might not work that well. Sometimes
Oh, yeah.
you have to wait quite a few patches for it to actually work, which is a concept I have trouble understanding because I'm coming from an era where you would get a game, you would put the cartridge in your Game Boy, and that was it. There was no update. There was no, nothing added. The game was finished. It worked, and that's it. So yeah, It kind of sucks today. You pay $70 for a game and you can't really play it before 2-3 patches down the line. This is yeah.
Well, I guess I'm a little more lenient on small bugs. Like, programming is really hard to stamp out all the bugs, and it's even harder, I think, to find all the bugs.
Yeah, games have gotten bigger too, because back in the days, the games were 30 minutes long. It's quite easy to find the bugs.
Yeah, games these days are so much more complex, and things interact with each other so many more ways that I guess I'm not really upset if there's some bugs here and there. However, if, like you say, you pay $70 for a game and it's an unplayable mess, that's unforgivable.
Yeah.
I did that with Sims 4. Bought it and it was an unplayable mess. And now I'm just like, I won't. That really, well, PO'd. No swear words.
we can swear. It's the Not Say Fuck podcast because we don't say fuck all the time, but we can say it sometimes. Yeah, I don't buy games nowadays on day one. That never happens, or almost never happens. You're always better to wait for a bit. So,
yeah.
We are a gaming podcast, but I think we also need to address some very important questions of our times. And we'll finish with that for our pilot episode. And by the way, to whoever is listening to this, if you have any ideas of subject, any comments, leave them down in the comment section and we'll look into them and try to take that into consideration in our next episode. But anyway, to finish our discussion, one very important question that we need to ask is a hot dog a sandwich? What you say? Is it a sandwich or not?
I have thought long and hard on this very, very important question. And I have to say, it definitely falls into the category of hot, open-faced sandwich.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the same wavelength here because what makes a sandwich? You need bread, so we have that. We need something to put into it, and we have that with the hot dog. So yeah.
And then you need sandwich lube, and we've got that too.
We've got that too. Yup. So, well, I guess there won't be any debates because we agree. But one thing, though, because since we agree, we can put that question to rest. To anybody who is wondering if a hot dog is a sandwich, yes. Yes, it is a sandwich. On the next episode, we'll try to decide if Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be our next. Maybe. So, anyway, we did it. This was the first pilot episode of the podcast. Thank you very much for talking games with me. It was a very enjoyable experience.
It was.
And I hope we'll be able to do that again soon.
Yes. It's nice talking games with somebody who plays things other than Roblox.
Yep, we both have Roblox in our lives, but not because we wanted to.
Well, in Roblox's defense, they are getting some better games these days.
Well, yeah, probably, yeah.
Probably.
Well, because I didn't play it for that long before, but yeah, I would guess it's better now than it was. I would believe that. That's what I meant.
Of course, Roblox is the ultimate pay-to-win platform.
Yes, this is very pay to win, indeed.
But I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. This is kind of this is what podcasts are, actually. So, yep. Anyway, we're done. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
Bye.